shot for goal, a shot for goal, shot for goal, shot for goal. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you might be tuning in from. I'll tell you what, I'm tuning in from a very special location. We are in Villa Simius for WGGMBUCC, bringing you all that live action. But of course, we've got a keen eye in the EUCF. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Noah Brinkworth, and we're going to break down our thoughts, beliefs, inquiries about the upcoming EUCF in Wrocław. Noah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. We've just had a half day of streaming on the beach, filming the GGMs, and some very athletic plays, some funny moments. I love that block by their own teammate in that game. But it's not the only Frisbee happening this weekend, Steph.
No,
we've got a big tournament.
Ultimate, the crown jewel of European Ultimate, which is EUCF. We're going to start in the mixed division. We're going to take you through all of the pools, give some thoughts and analysis to, well, not quite analysis, thoughts and predictions to how we think this is going to shape out. And we're going to get straight into it. Pool A, we're starting in the mixed division. No, we've got Mosquitoes, Leamington Lemmings, Reading Ultimate, and Leftovers. Why don't you have a go at your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I think Mosquitoes have had a strong season. An Austrian team, like a nation that's not necessarily at that top elite of your Germany's, France's, and GB's, Italy's, but they've been strong for a couple seasons now. Had a really nice elite invite. Were they the runner-up elite invite? Is that correct?
I believe so. On Universe.
And they're going to see a couple Brits. They're going to see Lemmings, who've had some losses in personnel this season, but maybe the results haven't fallen quite so far. They're ahead of Reading in this pool, in the seedings. Reading, I think, also a slightly disappointing season. Didn't get the auto bid with Summer Tour. They lost out there to Heck up in Stirling. And kind of like a little bit of a lackluster season until a fantastic Nationals performance where they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory there. 4 points in a row is the only from deep space is the only thing stopping them from getting a national title. Becky Thompson, probably a career game from her. She looked fantastic in that one. And bringing up the rear, the Leftovers in this pool, Steph.
Leftovers are going to have their hands full. Very few names that I actually have seen play live and in the flesh. And a tough group with the two Brits. Lemmings were so good last year, being able to win Elite Invite. Did get the vacuum effect from Deep Space, who sucked up some of their talent, as we've mentioned a few times. But it's been, and for Reading, as you said, Becky Thompson, one of the best on that team, but
she's not there.
She won't be there. She's out playing Traffic Ultimate. They just qualified for U.S. Nationals. And so Reading will have their hands full. I think Mosquitoes look the goods. Love Jakob Dunshern, what they're doing out there. Kathy Meisel brings some veteran leadership to the team. And I would say that I'm going to put this division into chalk. I can't see Lemmings punching up, and I cannot see Leftovers punching ahead of Lemmings. So, I guess I could see Reading having a good game and knocking off Mosquitoes, but I'm going to predict otherwise and say that Mosquitoes will hold their seed.
Yeah, and actually I'm with you, Steph, that it's going to be Mosquitoes from Reading, from Lemmings, from Leftovers, but that is a seeding upset. It's Reading are the third seed and Lemmings are the second seed.
Yes, my bad. I'm looking at the seedings in front of me and still getting those wrong. You're right. Lemmings do go in with a higher seed from EUCS qualifying. You remember the UK Nationals and Reading finishing higher. It's like, of course Reading are the higher seed. No, that's not the case at all. Lemmings did have a better qualifying season. So let's move straight into Pool B here. Tiefse Tausche, Puk, Glasgow and Four Hands. TFC missed out on a championship last year by 1 point, lost on Universe to eventual champs. Deep Space, PUC, the Parisians. Again, they qualified really well. They had a great season, but their roster to me seems like there's a lot of a rebuild in there. I like Roger Mickael, of course. Toreri gives them some veteranship. Marion Tonnerre and Claire Cheminot, who's an up-and-comer on the under-24s. But I just don't see the full depth across the roster for them to be going deep into the conversation here. However, this pool, I mean, I think they'll be hard-pressed to hold seed. Joel Terry and Glasgow were great. Were good at UK Nationals. They've had a very good season moving forward, and
I think they've been like where they expected to be. They didn't get the big wins of heck, but they didn't get the big losses of them coming 8th at Nationals. They had a 5th place finish. Didn't manage to take down a WGGMBUCC bid or get a semi-finals berth, but like they're a good, scary team. I think I played 2 of these teams, in fact 3 of these teams this year. I played TFC, PUC, and Glasgow. Glasgow were like really tough to play. They didn't give us the disc easy. We didn't have a good answer for Joel Terry. TFC Tauscher, when you play these teams right at the top of the mixed division, Steph, what I find is they just break you around backhand like all the time. You play the best open side defense you can, you put on a really around force, and then they somehow get the around backhand round you. It just doesn't make any sense. PUC is kind of a classic like city team. There's older players, there's younger players, different levels of experience, different levels of athleticism. I really think their defense is fantastic. We found that poaching in those spaces, they weren't quite aware of like how we could make it different impacts on defense, so we had a good game against them. Yeah, Steph, I think if you think that PUC team is not quite as strong, I'm going to say Glasgow to get the second space spot here. I don't think that TFC will have any troubles. And let's move on to Pool C.
But you didn't even mention Four Hands, and I think what needs to be mentioned is Cheblichka and Podgaini, 2 members of the Solaris and Troubles that were featuring in the finals at EBUCC.
We had them on stream at Wroclaw Invite, as well. And they had a good game there, a good tournament there.
And we've got the tournament direction here, Sophia and Patrick. As we do break down the EUCF, we're still doing our job here at WGGMBUCC. And I know that we have some games to pick, so we are going to get to this, but we are running through our pools here. Pool C in the mixed division, Deep Space, Disconnection, Tartu, and ZU. This is the pool of death.
This is such a hard pool, Steph. Yeah, I think we've just been at Swiss Nats 3 weeks ago. We saw how good ZU Mix are. They do not feel like a 4th seed in the pool whatsoever. That team is deep. They've got great systems and structures. They are playing through 24 players at National, Steph, and doing it with style. Everyone having impact, and then top level players as well. Emily Kai, Vestuka stood out on the female matching side. Tartu Turbulence, a team with a lot of top end as well. Maren Rabba has had a standout year. Deep Space and Friends, she was maybe the best player on the field back at Tom's tourney. Jakob Tam, a super teamer, 2 super team berths, and then many of the usual subjects coming back for this Tartu Turbulence team, and Lasma Kloblitzer, a player we've mostly seen playing in Troubles in the last few years, but she's making her way into the mixed division here. Is there a Helen Terra on this list? There is. Of course there is. And they're always a fantastic threat, whatever surface, whatever team.
And Kublichka's been playing with Shout prior to this.
Oh, yes, yeah, of course, picking up for the Italians.
I don't think I've ever seen her play with Trouble. She used to be Salisbury's in the mixed division, and then, sorry to correct you, but
good. I'm happy to be corrected.
Disconnection of the team that intrigues me the most, with Joanna Erdmann, who played so well. Hambrecht. This is just Saskia new, but it's there's no Arnie Gross. Yeah, Inga Nada is a very huge receiver who can take down everything. So a tough division to pick them.
I played them at Summer Tour. We found that we actually had a really good game against them.
Yeah, what Doc said. We're going to end up being a while. Doc, we're going to be a while, but I'd say the all-Canadian one. We haven't seen hurt.
Players could have some joy in match defense, getting free against them, and I remember that there were some players who cleated up in the second half because we started giving them a scare. It was like they took half 8-7, and they realized we were taking too many ranking points away from them, so they had to get the cleats on. And
love seeing that.
It's so wonderful to see, isn't it?
I remember coaching that once in Lecco. Australia's Fat Chili were playing an Italian team, and we're like, oh, well, we got this one. Gak didn't cleat up, and then at halftime when Gak was putting his cleats on, the Italians were so stoked that they were like bringing it to that. So I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
and Deep Space at the very top, I think they at times their O-line has been a little bit shaky. They didn't have a great elite invite. They didn't take the win at Summer Tour. It was sketchy at UK Nationals, but they've got the pedigree. They've got a few EUCFs in a row.
5 championships in a row. 2 EUCFs, 3 UK Nationals. I think for me, the X factor for Deep Space is Layla Dennison. If she's playing, I think she brings so much. She's, I think, the best player on the team, certainly the best FMP.
Maybe in the division as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if she's playing, they are... I mean, I see them winning this pool.
I do as well. Even no matter which way Dennison is on the field.
Dennison, and I think that I don't think any team's going 3-0 in this division. I think everybody's going to take a lot. And I don't think anyone's going 0-3 either. I think everybody's going to. There's going to be 2 2-1s and 2 1-2s.
So who do you have in the second, third, and fourth place spots here, Steph?
Well, I think I am going to go almost chalk, but I'm going to switch Tartu and Disconnection.
Yep. And
go Deep Space, Tartu, Disconnection, ZU, and I think there's going to be no games by more than a 5-point margin. Maybe that's in a lot, like maybe even less than a 4-point margin. I think they're all going to be very close, entertaining games and worthy of watching, and it's going to be a hell fight to get out of Pool C.
This is what I'm going to do, Steph. I'm going to go Deep Space, ZU, then Tartu, then Disconnection, fading Disconnection. From my experience playing these teams and watching these teams at tournaments, I love what ZU's putting together. They had a brilliant windmill, brilliant Swiss Nationals. Let's see them continue it here. Let's move on to Pool D.
Big calls. I love to see it. I hope you're right. Pool D, we've got the double Italians, but in order, it's Padova Rangers, Savage Ultimate, Disco Bolo, and then Heck. Rangers, I mean, Pavan is going to be one of the best players in this division, moving over from the silver medalists, Steve Setausha. Of course, I love Girotto, the dual-handed, ambidextrous thrower down there. This team is very good. They've done well. They've ranked well. They're 4th place. I still see them having some vulnerability as the tournament goes deeper. But in this pool, I do see them having the goods and enough to do it against Savage, Disco Bolo, and what is probably going to be a pesky 4 seed in Heck.
Yeah, I think that, there's a whole bunch of teams in this pool who are, a lot of people with doubt. I have my doubts playing against Padova Rangers. We saw them high up in the standings. We thought we could get some ranking points off them. And we kind of felt like we played well in the game, but they just didn't give us the disc. If we gave up the disc, we didn't feel like there was that much pressure, but we'd throw it away 7 or 8 times throughout the game. And then suddenly it's a 15-8, 15-7 win for them. They're a team that just have a lot of players who are not going to give you the disc easy, and in the top end, your Girottos are going to shoot and get nice easy goals in the deep space. I think that teams later in the bracket, as you say, Steph, are going to lock that up. Heck, a team that have had a massively topsy-turvy season, winning the auto bid at Sterling, coming dead last to UK Nationals. What do we expect from them? I don't know. If they bring the energy of Day 2 UK Nationals, they're going to be dead last. If they bring the energy of Sterling Spring Tour, they're going to be dead first. Steph, I think it's hard to call. I'm going to go Padova Rangers, Savage, Heck in the 3rd space, and Disco Bolo falling to 4th.
I see Disco Bolo getting ahead. Bruno Mine coming back and playing. Jacopo Kelly. Giada Bolognesi. This is a team that's got a lot of players who have played for Italy. Francesca Berna. This is a team that is going to sneak under the radar for most, but they had put in at the start of this season. They went mixed for the first time. They put EUCF on their calendar. They've been ticking boxes as they go quite quietly when you have La Fota and Shout playing around you in the same city. And I would look out for them. So I got Italy, GB, Savage. And that is a savage way to call them, as well as the Poles have done this season and last.
Steph Patsos fading Savage. Steph, what should we do next? Quarters, semis? Where do we jump into this?
I think we're just going to go straight into our semifinals here, and it might be tough to pick them if we're not going through the bracket or the tree. But I think we got to move. We want to fit all three divisions into this hour.
I think there's 3 clear semifinalists in this division. I think that TFC and Deep Space are the 2 that everyone are going to pick, and I think that Mosquitoes, if you're not paying attention, you don't realize the quality of season they've had. They're like right at the top of the rankings, taking an elite invite. They've got talent. I don't think there's anything that maybe they lack a slight bit of experience, but I think semifinals is for them as well. Do you agree with me of those 3, Steph, or do you see a different 3 sneaking in?
I still think Tartu can win in, Reading can win in, Disconnection can win in. Those are 3 more that, and I don't necessarily and then there's some serious X factors in the mixed division that anyone could kind of win in. Do I see those 3 as locks? No. I see TFC Tausche as my favorite. I would be surprised if those 3 weren't in the semi. I would be, yes. But it could get sliced either way. I do want to put Tartu in my final 4 before Padova or before Disconnection. So I will. And yeah, I guess I will keep it as that. The top 3, Deep Space, TFC, Mosquitoes, and Tartu. If it can shake out that way, that's the way I see it. And I see of those 4, my winner is going to be TFC Tausche.
I'm going to go a bit of a homer pick and put my last semi-finalist as Reading. I think the A pool crossed into the D pool, right? So they have that Rangers pool. I think if I saw a Rangers versus Reading quarterfinal, I would fancy Reading in that. As my winner, I'm going to stick with you, Steph, TC Tausche and mixed.
All right, let's go to women's. And we'll open it up. Why don't you start at Pool A? I'm going to be right back, Noah.
Yep. We'll talk about...
That's not her name. It's Kemi Block. Uh-oh. Sorry, did I give you... Was it my elbow? No. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath for that final game, and it means so much because the crossovers in the brackets, they are A versus... the winner of 2B and 2... so as soon as you become a 2... Now, okay, 1A... We'll take... So where's 2A? There they are. So they'll play... So whoever loses this is going to have to go through Groot in a quarter.
Losers, we mean getting second?
Yeah, so whoever loses the last game. So get second in the pool. So, the Shout or Moon Cup, unless Ketchup or Smog pull off a miracle, are going to have to go through Groot. That last game, I mean, it better be streamed. I'm sure it will be. I know everybody knows how much goes into that. I picked this one the other day. I think I'm gonna still stick with it. I did a review on Eurozone, but I'll let you go first.
It's kind of like there's talent both ways, but BFT Shout obviously have.
I've been silent there.
Oh, you muppet. The old John Doc mute button.
Yeah.
Caught you up again.
Yeah.
And Steph is sitting on the fence in this pool, by the way. But he just noted that the loser, or the second place team between BFT Shout and Moon Cup, are going to have to play a quarterfinal against Oort. And that's not a place you want to be. I love all of the French pickups from Moon Cup, but BFT Shout had that great US Open performance, and I'm going to go them to take the pool, Moon Cup to take second, and I'm going to switch Catch Up and Smog. Smog had a little bit of a disappointing UK Nationals. Catch Up, a team I've been fond of. I think they came 6th at the Elite Invite this year, so I think they're a little bit better than their seeding maybe suggests. They're going to have them slotting in third place here, Steph.
Yeah, I think I see it the same way. I put Shout ahead too. I think their pickups this year are even better, and it's their external players that make them. I mean, it doesn't make them. They have great internal players, but they used to stick with 4 externals. This year with Juliette Bertrand, with Maehr Berentin, they've got Ava Muller and Charlotte Schall, the German combination that were playing World Games. They've also got
Sinead Dunn,
Sinead Dunn, Teresa Mrazova. They've added on great pieces. They fit in Pivetta for her first season.
It's like the gold rush in the women's division, isn't it? Like any little bit of talent around is just like scooped up by whatever team is around.
I mean, the top 3 or 4 teams right now are doing the most of the scooping. So I will still say Shout will stay ahead, but boy, like with 4 French World Games players on Moon Cup, and that's not to mention all their great Belgian players. They're going to be very, very good, and that game is going to be awesome. La Gala, Le Duc, De Haspe, they add Ophélie Gavillet, Eva Max. I mean, you can say every name on this roster. They're all good, but we're going to move to the next pool because we've put them in order already.
Next pool, Oort, Eastblock, 3SB Spice. 2 Czech teams facing up each other in the WGGMBUCC game to go in Vienna. It was a bit of a bloodbath, Steph. It was the 3SB, the Toasties, taking the WGGMBUCC bid and looking forward to 2026 as a kind of chance for them to make a big statement, but perhaps they didn't follow up with a strong European series. Eastblock, a team we were worried if they were even going to qualify, had an extremely strong summer tour and get themselves all the way up into a second seed in this pool. Spice bringing up the rear, they came 3rd and maybe might catch a WGGMBUCC bid as they get delegated down. But Oort, Oort aren't going to have a problem in this pool, are they?
No, it's going to be complete dominance. The storyline is, of course, Tlusta leaving Eastblock and having to play them in the pool. The other story is the Czech National Championship battle, where I do think 3SB are going to get their number once again, especially with the Toasties there, and they get that veteran leadership. I think Spice were quite good at UK Nationals, and they could win their way up. I don't see them taking the bottom. In fact, the way I pick them is Groot, 3SB, Spice, and then Eastblock.
I'm just going to go chalk here, Steph. I think... I'm switching the... Am I going to switch the Czech teams? Looks like Frisbee have got a bit of a short roster, to be honest. Like, they're only bringing 18. School of John Dock of just 18 to the tournament for a big tournament. But let's see if it works out for them. I'm going to go Klutz, Frisbee, East Block, Spice.
Okay, next pool, C, Jinx, Yaka, Bristol, and Heidi's Synergy. Jinx Midnight, of course. Jinx losing a bunch of players. And, you started the season, Levka's gone. Nikki Priyan becomes unavailable. Now Eva Borneau breaks her hand 2 weeks before World Games, unavailable. Like, that is 3 World Games players on a great team that have more depth than the 3 of them, but losing those 3 is obviously huge. So I still think they'll be fine in pool play. I hope they win out for their sake. Yaka, I say this all too often talking about Yaka right now. I hope that their veterans take a back seat. I hope that they can be vocal leaders and let their youth play, because that's a great roster. If you look at the youth on that roster, between Laborn, Mondiaux, Becker, De Laval, I think they can, put their best foot forward without being consistently on the field for the most important points. And I have seen them in the past overplay themselves because they are coach captain positions. They call the shots, they call their own number. And I think if they can avoid doing that, they'll be in good stead to advance.
Player on this team, Petitbon. Really showed up at the U24s and made a name for herself. She was one of the best players on that French mixed team who came oh so close.
I mean, it's a balance of like youth and experience here. Castillo, Tisson add to some of the experience, Van Wyk, but then you get
one Lacoste Lefebvre.
Yeah, you get Lacoste Lefebvre, you get Babiquian, you get Chloé Olivier. I mean, Lucy Barnes coming across from the UK. Delaunay, another young name, and then another veteran in Paula Bass. So it's really, if they can get that balance to work, they have the greatest balancing act to be able to work out, I think. And if they can, I mean, they've got great players. All those veterans, I bag a veteran, I am a veteran, but you can get so much out of them if they gotta be able to take back seats here and there. Bristol, we saw them at UK Nats. What are your thoughts seeing them in this group?
It's tough because I think there's so many positives. I think they looked so good all the way through UK Nationals. They've got Muddy Wedge back, who had a great time at the World Games. Looked like one of the strongest players there. They look like they have their full roster. But then you look at that UK Nationals final and they get pumped by Iceni. It wasn't even close. It was like 6-1 at the start of the game. Killed the game instantly. What did that game finish? Like 15-6?
Slow out. It was a total slow out. Slow blowout, that is. Molly Wedge, great player, one of the best Canadian players, certainly defenders at World Games. 13 turnovers in 2 streamed games. So, she is a lot like shooters got to shoot, and sometimes you've got to take it upon yourself to carry your team, and certainly if you go behind in windy games, but there's got to be a limit to that where you've got to pull the plug and say, no, enough is enough. Time to play the conservative game.
And it's not like she's the only player who has to do that role on that team as well. Carla Link, for many years, has been that veteran distributing handler who takes the shots, who knows the kind of risk level she can take to give that team the best chance. So I don't know, Steph. I just kind of see it. I kind of see it going to chalk.
Yeah, I think Heidi's Synergy are going to go over.
Oh yeah,
they've got a tough one. Mona Shack is going to have to carry a lot of weight for them to even find a win. But yeah, I agree. That pool's going to chalk.
That would be Jinx, Yaka, Bristol, and then Heidi Synergy.
Yeah, I mean, Yaka is going to give Jinx a fight. Bristol's going to give Yaka a fight, but I still see those lead. But, Yaka had a very disappointing EUCF last year. So does that mean that's going to happen again, or does that mean it's the bounce back? And I think I see the bounce back.
A bit of a bounce back. A bit of a bounce back.
And Pool D is, I think, a nice pool for Iceni. It's kind of the easiest pool. Iceni, it's the pool of life, as we'll say.
Yeah.
But Iceni looked great at UK Nationals, and I thought their stock went up big time. I was like, okay, are they in the Big Four now? Are they part of this? Because I see actually like the big. I see Jinx has dropped out of the legit contenders, losing those players. I see it as, and unfortunately, Moon Cup and Shout, one of them is going to have to face Groot, and of those three, I think those are three of the primary contenders. Only two of them can go into semis.
It's tough. It's almost like you would rather be third than second in that pool, right? And find a different route with the pre-quarter. What do you think about that? Are you a?
I'd never coach to lose a game ever.
Ever.
Never.
If you're going to win the tournament, you've got to win all the games.
You got to go through everybody. I mean, I guess after a loss, then, it's still, I would have a really tough time doing it.
Yeah.
I never have had to do that, thankfully.
Doc, I'm sure beside us, is like, he's done some crazy drawing, lossing, backflip through the bracket.
Games.
Yeah.
yeah. His players have lost games because of his coaching, is what he's saying. Tequila Boom Boom, Italian national champions going to Worlds. Shout aren't.
They're short-handed here.
Yeah, they are. I think this is the team that beat a very different Shout team. The Shout team we're going to see at EUCFs would roll this team, I think.
Yeah, I mean, La Fiata is going to put the team on her back and then some.
Yeah, Grossi, Villa. I mean, there's some great young players here. But
fill out your roster.
Hands are going to be full to get through this. But this, as I said, this is a division where they can, I think, happily fight for second and believe that they're going to get second. This, like, you go to that other pool with Jinx, Yaka, Bristol. Any one of them would love to swap spots with any of the bottom three in Pool D. I would happily assume.
100%.
Sharks, Barcelona. Okay, I mean, hang on. Did I just skip over? We talked about.
No, we did.
Sharks, Barcelona, Luna Andrade. We love, but I think it's the big two: Aina Perez, Julia Mas, that are. We still see them as a beach team, but they are getting better and better on the grass. Benedicto has been great. I can't see them beating Tequila Boom Boom, but I think that game is going to be a barn burner. They have played Tequila Boom Boom, if I am correct, this season. Yes, they lost 14-9 in the summer tour, so recently. So I still see Tequila Boom Boom having the wood over them. And finally, if we go to the bottom, it's Fabulous, who is a Hauserless Fabulous. No Olivia Hauser, no Laura Niederhauser.
Ooh.
It is a rebuild for them. We were just in Switzerland. We saw Rindlisbacher. We saw Riggenberg. Kappelman and Avdukic are great veterans. But I do see it's like it is a rebuild. It's a big step. And again, it's a short roster. And an inexperienced overall roster. Even the veterans are that have less experience than veterans across the league, and so much youth that they'll all be, kind of having first-time experiences in these situations, first or second-time experiences in these kind of situations.
It's a pool where if they're gonna do well and get a win here, Steph, it's gonna be in this pool. But I'm going to pick chalk. I'm going to pick Iceni having a nice, pretty restful start to their EUCF. Ahead of Boom Boom, ahead of Sharks, and then Fab bringing up the rear. Tell me who you got semis and winners.
Well, because one of these teams has to be eliminated, Shout or Moon Cup.
Or Groot.
Or Groot, but it's not going to be Groot. I don't think so. I think Groot are awesome. Did we even talk about Groot? We just said they're going to be so awesome and kill everybody. We can talk about them now.
Let's talk about them now.
Because they are, they've been dominant. They've got better. Really, they've added Tolusta, who has had a tough season as far as managing injuries and being able to play much. I know she's going to show up when she needs to. She's, got doctor's clearance and she'll be ready for this tournament and will be able to put in. But, Boss, Dam, Minard, Coulart, right off the top. Like, goodness, that is strength. Sarah Eklund is still one of the best receivers in the game. Jana Janssen, one of the great reset handlers, just safety. You give the Fiona Murna contribute. Like, there's just so many players that can contribute in so many ways. Ann Schneider, another new player.
She got a huge layout block at Windmill.
Awesome at Windmill. We haven't said Tizik. We haven't said Leshnik yet. Like, I mean, that team is not getting knocked out. And as good as Moon Cup or Shout are, I still see Grit a smidge better. And if I got to pick it, I still see Grit going through. So I see, if I get them all up, I'm going to unfortunately say that Moon Cup's going to go out. And I do see Shout, Grit, Iceni, and I'm tempted. I'm picking the top 4 because of that. I would have loved to see if Moon Cup was in any other group, or not any other. If they were with Jinx or Iceni, they would have taken it.
Yep.
But I think going that way, I'm gonna go to chalk and take the top 4 teams
and take Jinx as your final.
Yeah, as much as I think Yaka could steal the pool, or, there's a team or two that could get him if everything lines up. I see that as the way it's going to go.
I'm boringly dead with you. Like, I think it's exactly the same. Moon Cup going to miss out. Jinx, Iceni going to get in.
The easier path.
And Shout going to have a tough route, but they're going to get through.
Okay,
winner.
Pick him.
Who can say Chrut faster? 3, 2, 1. I won. You got to take someone else.
Yeah, I mean, if I take somebody else, I'm taking Shout. They're the number 1 seed. They are. I mean, I took Chrut when I talked about this a week ago. I think they're going to get pushed. I mean, last year they won their quarter. It was 14-0 before Troubles got a goal on them. That was their coming out party. They blew the doors off and were. I think a lot more teams are going to have a lot more studied, and there's going to be a lot more homework done on Grit. It will do enough to make it tighter games, but I still see them going through the tournament unblemished and taking another championship.
We're in agreement there. Let's see if we'll be in agreement in the open division, Steph. We'll start with Pool A.
This is the best open division that EUCF's ever seen, despite some bottom teams winning their way in.
Who?
The
Tell
Rats.
Me who?
The Rats.
The Rats.
I mean,
the Rats.
Frisbee got a nice win to get themselves in too. They were a bit closer, but those
no
Bristol
hate for
Rats.
Orebro. Let's bring Orebro. Let's spread the hate.
Yeah,
Orebro as well.
As well. I mean, Gentle screwed up. Jet Set got themselves in and then gave away their players to Gentle, who screwed it up. Like, it's. All that said, I still think it's the best whole division. Certainly the top 8, as good as we've ever seen it.
It's a weak Ninals bracket. But the top 8.
Ninals. I mean, I think there's 5 teams. You could argue 6. Some could argue 7 that have a pretty legitimate chance of winning this. Pool A. There's only one team that's going to win Pool A. And I made this joke before, but I think it's going to go to chalk.
So which team do you think is going to win?
Yes, I think that it's going to go in the same order, but chalk at the very top, number 1 seeds. Elliot Bonet is turning into one of the best players on the continent, maybe in the planet, was awesome at World Games. The big story for them, missing Sullivan Robles, not having him is a kick in the shins for the Noot Bootsma. That hurts. But they've got depth, they've got class, they've got top-end players. They're getting pedigree. They won the bronze last year. They won elite this year. They're starting to feel themselves, I think. And I think this is a year that they are well within the conversation. Going down.
How about Ben Vignen with the breakout World Games as well?
Ben Vignen could be
one of the best players there.
The breakout player of the year, and was in the top 5 rankings of players, I believe, and deservedly so. Was the best pure hooker at World Games potentially.
Yeah. Unstoppable.
Costa Rica Grandes, 3SB, and Frisbee. I mean, this is going to be a cakewalk for Czech. I think they're going to win every game here by 5 or more. And then for second, Frisbee don't have a full roster. They don't have Siegenthaler, who's been one of their best players. Like, they're missing a bunch of players who went over and played Basel. What's the name of their mixed team?
Basel?
Air.
Basel Air.
So they're missing a few players from that. You don't see Brutalin, even though you do see Miglioretto. They got some of their Gogler as well, some of their veterans.
They got Vitaliano on this roster.
Yeah, Vitaliano, and you got Brunner, who I think is one of the best players in Switzerland, but they're gonna have it tough. Costa Rica Grandes.
Are you sure they have Vitaliano? I can't see him.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe they don't. I assumed.
That's brutal.
You said it, and I assumed. Costa Rica Grandes is like the Italian under-24 team. They've got a whole lot of grinders, and they play a similar style to La Fota. Just they don't need a big name. They don't need a hero. They play such a team game, but I see them doing well enough to get second in this pool.
But like, if you watch U24s, you'd know some of these names like Ruscello, Paradisi. They got Fabri. Doing my best Steph Patzer impression here.
Yeah, you're doing good. And then beyond their under 24s, they've got Ruscello is here, who was under 24. Rigoni, great player.
Bulgarelli,
bravo. Turci. They'll be good, but they
don't sleep on Costa Rica.
Yeah, do not sleep on them. I think they're going to get second in this pool. I think Frisbee. I think
we got 3
are
SB.
going to get the bottom. We got 3 SB here.
John Dock, come here.
How is 3 SB going to fare?
Tell
here
us about 3
pool?
SB.
Get the headset. Get it on.
Okay, we got John Dock. We got a Czech specialist, a Czechalist.
Three-way tie in that group for second place, probably.
Okay,
don't think any of them are that consistent or, to be honest, that good.
Okay, anybody who stands out, who are players that if 3SB were to take 2 wins over Free Speed and Costa Rica, who's got to be at the top of their game here? Petrovic with the shoes.
Yeah, he needs to slow down instead of rushing every pass. They have a 7 good players that if their best 7 play better, they could give Czech a game if Czech played bad. That's about as close as 3SB. Their best 7 is better than Free Speeds and Cotter. If you put the best 7 be the best 7, you'd only find the Czechs lose if they decide
if I were to pick my top 7 on this team, I would go Halamka, Hrušák, Novak, then probably Petrovic, the bigger Villamek, and maybe Pelikan.
I haven't paid too much attention to them this year as after dealing with it all last year, but it's the most underperforming team in Europe over the last few seasons, and eventually that has to change. So this is the group where it's most likely to be a good chance to get a chance to change it. So
all right, well, how would you put them? Would you go to Chalk?
I would think I would be surprised if 3SB lost to Free Speed. So if it's going to be a 3-way tie, Free Speed a deep game against Italians. Italians are always crap at defending a deep game, in my opinion. Anytime I play an Italian team, I say no point trying to work it under. They're better at that. They have better disc skills, but they usually just let you beat them deep if you've got people who can sky them. So if Free Speed have that, they could beat Costa Rica's. I think Costa Rica's style troubles 3SB a little bit, but I think 3SB players, if they played well, were better. But I think Czech just beats everyone if they play well. But 3SB probably come out on top in a 3-way tie if I had to pick it.
All right.
So
I'm going to stick to seed. Doc likes 3SB and Costa Rica changing. Noah?
I think without the Doc influence, 3SB are going to take second in this pool.
All right, even without the Doc influence.
Oh, no. That's not what I meant.
Next pool is, maybe not the pool of death, but this is the same conundrum that Moon Cup and Shout have with Moon Catchers and Clapham in the same group with Is No Good and Kafum or Ebro. I definitely see 2 teams on top and 2 teams on bottom. And I think Moon Catchers are still the best team in the division. at large, their roster has by far the best top-end talent. They may not have full top-to-bottom depth, but I think because they've got the top-end talent, they got the buy-in at the bottom end where they are good enough that they can all play and contribute, but also take a back seat and say, yeah, I know we've got superstars here. I'll take a step back and let them cook. And I think they reside in the heads of Clapham to some end. After getting some major wins against them on big stages as of lately.
Yeah, I think that Moon just a step ahead. I think maybe it not being so serious, like a pool play game, right? I think Clapham are going to take it a bit more serious than Moon. Moon have got a bit of that tendency where they're like, we lose this one and we'll be fine and we'll get a quarter and it'll be chill later. I think they play up for the bigger games, but like Clapham, they won nationals. Was it their closest ever final? No. Was it their most dominant performance ever? No. They had a really tough elite invite, moving down into the 5-8 bracket, and
pretty tough U.S. Open too.
Tough U.S. Open.
Only won one game against Buzz.
Yeah,
losing to both La Fota and Moon over there, the other two European teams.
Could have stayed in Europe and get those games, Steph. You really want, if you're going to U.S. Open, you want to go take a U.S. scalp and win it, be U.S. team, and they didn't do that. The upside, Rana Saren's the best player on the planet, and they picked him up this year, and they just picked him up.
All right, enough of your blowing smoke. He's your teammate, and he's good, but best player on the planet, you're out of your effing mind.
Just you watch. Look, Moon, Clapham, I love the Kafum Orbro boys. They've got an indoor sized team. They're an indoor specialist team. They were so good at European and Auto Championships
Bouchard
last year.
not playing for Isno. He's going to perform at a concert for Radio France.
Ooh,
which is big,
and,
but that is a big hit for Isno as well.
Wow. Very. There's some even more reason to think that the indoor specialist still Gustav Robertson or Adam Blomgren's.
Well, pick him.
It's not Ostend. It's not windy conditions. Wroclaw is gonna be nice and calm. Kafuma in third. Moon gonna be just a little bit too much for Clapham. Let's move on, Steph. Pool C. Wait, who do you have?
I said I go to Chalk.
Go to Chalk.
So hang on, that was Pool B.
Yeah, we're in Pool C now.
And hang on, I just gotta look first to see the winner of Pool B, or the loser plays the winner of D, which will be. All right. Oh, that's another tough pool. Oh God, that is. B and D got tough paths.
Yeah.
So Pool C, Wall City, Heidi, Chevy, Jet Set. Talking to John Dock about Wall City. He's not afraid of them. He doesn't see them as legit contenders. I do. I think, the five of them that played World Games together are in great rhythm. They've got depth. They've got no soft spots on the roster. Linda Maniston's has stepped up. Rickards, but Freddie Rogers will be back. Will he be in his finest form? No, but I mean, having a Freddie Rogers as like a low rotation player is still an upswing. Reedlow, since moving over from 3SB, has been playing the best ultimate I've seen out of him. I
spot someone missing though, Sif. No McClamrock, who's been so good for Wall City.
But was he there last year, Lucas McClamrock?
Yeah.
I think he's played Germany, but I didn't realize he was.
I think he was Wall City last year.
Dun, 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 dun.
John Dock with the shrug. 1-1. We'll see. Tell us in the chat.
Let us know if we got that wrong. I don't think he was there. So they are, they've got the local derby against Heidi's, which will always be tough. Sontag leading the way there, as well as Gauger and Rinkna. But I think they lack
very good.
the depth. But they're going to be good. But will they beat Wall City? I doubt it. Chevy could beat Wall City. I mean, Chevy they're a great spoiler team. They can go and beat Clapham on a big day, even though they're perennial bridesmaids. They steal one here and there. We saw them at UK Nationals. You've seen them.
They've
more
always
than
got
that.
a game plan. That's what I love about Chevy. They're going to go into that Wall City game with a plan. Players to match up against your Schlors and the other big
the thing
World
is
Games
like
players.
Schlor. How are you going to slow down Conrad?
They
Schlor?
may think they have a player to match up against Conrad Schlor, but
Yeah.
number one player at the World Games according to ULTI World. And I don't think they're wrong there, Steph.
And then Jet Set are effed. Love some of these players. Heymans is great. Smesart, Gassenmeyer, Moyerson. A lot of these guys won world championships on the beach.
Hula love Jet Set.
Jet Set are great, but they've given away Derek and who was their other player who went onto the Gentle roster. But giving them up, they've lost two of their best players to Gentle, who didn't even qualify. And so they're going to be in big trouble trying to get wins in this division.
Steph, let's pick them. I'm going Wall City. I'm going to go Chevy to leapfrog Heidi's and then Jet Set bringing up the rear.
Yeah, I think I say the same. I got a half a mind to say Chevy's going to win the pool and beat Wall City too, but I'm not. I do back Wall City. But they probably hate that I back them because every time I back them, they let themselves down. I've picked them so many times to go. Every time I pick them, they do a turd into bed, and I'm not talking about third place on anything with John Dock nearby. So that's how I see it. And then this is a hell pool D. I know that one team will go 0-3.
Bristol. Who wants to face Bristol?
One team will go 0-3 in this pool, and that is Bristol.
God, you I've heard some just embarrassing levels of hate watching our podcast from Bristol players. Some players that it's keeping them up at night or powering their performances. Truly, they got to start charging rent, Steph. We're in their heads.
Yeah, living in their head. And I mean, this time it just made so easy for them to pay rent. It's like we were landlords across the whole block. Because Grut, Lafota, and Bad Skid have a revamped roster. Again, they got Bonfiglio, the indoor specialist, joining. They've got two Boynton Muellers still showing up to play.
Nico Müller, Steph Dorsche.
Yeah, Nico Müller. God, he's like the Jörg Reinhardt. He's like an ultimate robot. I will take conservative option and just does it. They're gonna be good still. They're gonna be better than Bristol.
Yeah, Jonathan Schall was a World Games alternate last cycle. Marvin Wolfvogel played in the World Games for Germany.
The biggest thing here is I think Lafota and Grut will both beat Bad Skid. That is the tough pick. Grut and Lafota. I think I like what Grut have done to their roster. The three Americans, the three revolver players. You got Anton Orm, you got Rittenhaller, and you've got J-Val, who's one of the best defensive conversion players in the world right now, joining them.
Jason Valley.
Yeah, J-Val. Jason Valley, sorry.
Just for the international viewers.
Yes. Ben Oort has just had an emergency appendicitis about 4 or 5 days ago.
Ooh.
Maybe a bit more, a week ago. He is looking like he's going to play and will be fine, and I'm very glad to hear that. But that is a factor to take into account. It's a tough one for me to slice. I did take one of these earlier in a different podcast. Who do you got, Noah?
I've got Grut. I don't just love their American pickups and the fact that Ben Oort should be playing, but I love their Dutch players who've made big impacts. Like Van der Brink has really stepped up. He's played fantastically this season.
Dirks,
that's what the player I'm looking for. He is such a goal scorer. He's having a kind of similar season as Elliot Edwards had last year. Just no one could stop him in the end zone, Steph. He's one of the top goal scorers in Europe. I also love Leon Williams' contribution on the O-line, steady pair of hands, and will make an athletic play to save the disc.
And then they got Ates, they got Blasman back. Like Blasman, we haven't said Blasman and Walt Janssen, but also just the couple other external players. Lorenzo Palm, I bet you a lot of people have never heard of him, an Italian player who stopped playing for a little while, moved to Amsterdam. Big unit, caught some big goals in Windmill. And, if that's, a 10th, 11th, 12th on the roster guy. I don't like knowing that
They're going to
because
throw
he's
out
awesome.
some scary D
And
lines.
Stepan Kric, the Czech player, who, again, was awesome at under 24s for the Czechs. Groot is going to be good, and that's why I also took and will again on this one take Groot to beat La Fota. Okay,
Give me your semi-finalists, Steph.
so Chak, Moon, Groot, Clapham. I forget who Clapham's got to go through, but those are the 4 teams I think are going to do the best. I'm not putting my whole tree in front of me here. We're going on a slightly quick EUCF breakdown here because we got to get back to streaming in about what do we got? 21 minutes.
Give me Chak, Wall City, Moon, and Groot. I'm fading Clapham. No Clapham in the semi-final.
Okay, and I've faded Wall City
Mm-hmm.
and La Fota.
And La Fota. We both
Then,
faded La Fota.
I mean, my winner is.
I mean, let's talk about. We didn't say anything about La Fota. What are they doing? What are they doing?
I mean, they got Nas, and that's the best thing they got going for them. No, they've got a lot of great things. Casanelli and Comirato, great under 24s, adding. They've got their regular. I mean, it's the same. You get La Fota, it's the same old, same old. They play a great brand. Venturoli and Pingu are great defensive bigs. Gasperini, Laffy, great attacking quicks. They got, you know what, the Santucci I love. He's been great since he's gone O-line. Martin Giuliani, another under 24 defensive prowess. What they used to do really well is add 4 external players. Now they got external players, but I don't think
they can't even keep their internal players, Steph. I mean, you've been very complimentary.
Yeah,
and these
no
players,
Barzazzi, no Rossi, no Pavan. Boom.
Yeah, and they're maybe the young players, the young talent that they've developed. Right?
Potentially the best 3 players in Italy, or best 3 Italian players, because they're not in Italy when they're playing for this. So they've lost more than they've gained, I think. Even though I love their coaching move, I love getting Nas in, but I think they are just short on talent in an EUCF that has more talent than we've ever seen. I think
we've got our semi-finalist, Steph.
Yeah.
Who is going to take the title?
Now, Sean Colfer told me this on Eurozone. There's only been 3 teams to ever defend as EUCF champions. One of them's easy.
Clapham.
Yeah. Who are the other 2?
Free Speed?
No, but Doc's got it.
Chevy?
No.
Oh. Who are these? Oh, Flying, Praying.
Flying
Angels Burn.
Yes, Flying Angels Burn. And
Yes,
now
there is a Swiss team.
Now, have I messed up my trivia by forgetting who the last one is? It is oh God, I do have to look it up. It's a Swedish team, and I forget the name. It's not Skogs.
Not Skog, Swedish.
Oh, they are in the tournament, and there it is, the giveaway.
Örebro?
KFUM Örebro won the very first 2 EUCFs.
Well, in that
Thank
case,
you, Sean
I'm gonna.
Colfer.
In that case, Clapham Örebro final, and it's a toss-up.
That you're wrong, Ranelagh won E2CF. Thanks for getting us in the chats.
E2CF.
Yeah.
They don't even exist anymore, Steph.
Yeah. Ranelagh.
No, E2CF.
So I'm going to take a defending champ, and I'm going to say Moon is going to join that elite club, and they will win. I think it could be good or Chak that get to the final against them, but one thing I know is I know Mooncatchers are going to win EUCF. Noah, what do you got?
Give me the Dutch party. Double Groot, double victory.
It'd be massive for the
program.
program.
It would be so sick, wouldn't it? The American pickups, the Dutch talent. I love everything I see.
Well, those are our opinions. Let us know what yours are. Get in the comments. Lovely to see people in the chats. Rexy, how you going, mate? We want to know what you think. Hopefully you like our opinions. We're here in sunny Sardinia. We are going to be putting out a broadcast, and I hope you're watching. We'll also be tuning in and watching what's happening in Wrocław as we go. And we know
away.
You all will be too. So for Noah Brinkworth, for our standbyer, John Dock, kind of providing tidbits with us. I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks for joining us here on a live shot for goal. We'll catch you all next time. See you from Sardinia or Poland.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
Sunrise dancing up on the rooftop bar. Don't really need to talk. I